This video. Today we're gonna be reacting to Moist Critical Invincible is a must watch. I haven't watched it. I know they have a new show. I don't think it's new, but still. I haven't watched it, but let's get straight into it.
Season 2 just wrapped up, and you can tell by my face I'm glowing. I really liked it. Invincible remains a must watch television
Okay?
series, even if you're not the biggest fan of animation, which I don't know how
I'm
you
a really big fan of anime. I just haven't watched that.
couldn't
It,
be. I
it's
think
never been recommended to me.
that's a very close minded approach to life, and you make me sick. You're a coward.
Where did you just spit at? Where did you
That was
just spit
supposed to
at?
be me just mimicking spitting on you, but I actually just hawked a whole loogie on my desk. But
Ew.
that's how disgusting I find that thought process. Animation is a beautiful medium for storytelling, and
I mean, that's good, I guess, because there's been a lot of trash shows and movies this year. Like, oh my lord.
Invincible tells an incredible story with wonderful action. Hold on, I gotta clean that. As you can tell, I'm gushing grannies for Invincible. Season 1 really caught me by surprise because I initially wrote the show off as being
I
some
haven't watched it.
kind of
You
like
probably about to give hella
children's
spoilers, though.
superhero show to compete with Marvel and DC. I knew nothing about Invincible except for season 1's shock ending on episode 1 that caught the entire internet by surprise,
Don't
myself
say what it
included.
is.
And once I saw that clip, and I think I saw it around like episode 3 or 4 of the show's run, I was hooked. When Omni-Man slaughters the Guardians, it is
I know
brutal.
who Omni-Man is. Okay, okay.
Like, it is still one of the more brutal things I've seen in a cartoon to this day. And that really set the tone for the whole show. It's very unique. And I know there's like a
And
bunch
how's
of other superhero shows that don't necessarily follow Marvel and DC formula anymore. Like you have The Boys and all of that, which I do still think is
I
great.
mean, I would hope
But
so. I've
Invincible
been hoping to watch some new hero shows and stuff like that, but it's not really anything that have been really coming to mind of any like new ones because I've watched a lot of them. So it's like a lot of them get boring and like you can like see what's gonna happen. It's like boring.
is different from The Boys as well. It also carves out its own identity in this superhero genre, and it's just such a compelling story with
That's one of the reasons I actually didn't watch Omni-Man. But I've seen some clips of it too of him and his I think it's his son. It's like it looks good, but I didn't want to go into it and be disappointed, so I never watched it. And also I was watching other series like JJK and One Piece. I've been continuing on One Piece. I haven't watched that in a while though. I need to catch up.
great characters, tight
Why are they
writing, and I
playing?
just love
There's
everything
literally
about it.
never playing.
So, season 2, I was extremely excited for, obviously. And it got off to a great start, and then it shot itself in the foot. It took like a 3 or 4 month break. It went on hiatus to divide the season in half, so there was a part 1 and part 2 of season 2, which I just think is a silly idea. Just if there's a production hiccup, just wait. It's better to just delay it and then release it on that schedule without this huge gap in between, as opposed to break it in half, like separate it like my fucking butt cheeks here from part 1 and 2.
Oh.
There's no reason for that. Like all
Yeah, I guess that's why I like anime a lot because they post their episodes usually like weekly, and it gives you time to process them. Really, it just gives you a lot of time to just process them. If I watch something like all at once, I'm probably not gonna remember everything. But if you watch it episode by episode, it's usually like pretty more like memorable of what happened if something exciting happens.
it does is take the wind out of its sails. I made a whole video whining about it, but it really was upsetting. It just makes it so people either forget about it, lose interest, or never even know when the
Right.
next part's rolling around, which we saw a lot of when that happened. But anyway, setting aside that blunder, the season itself is extraordinary. It's another absolute banger. This season
Yeah, I
introduces
was assuming so. Yeah, you
so
said in the
many
beginning.
new moving parts, and it elevates a lot of things that were hinted about earlier and brings them to the
I
front
don't
and
know what was
center
hinted.
here. So, like, even something as simple as the Lizard League, which sounds like a joke of a villain organization, it sounds like SpongeBob with every villain is Lemons evil. But here, they are far from a joke. When Lizard League shows up in season 2, they do so in a big way.
Oh my God, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it after this. Should I? I don't
They
know.
fight Rexplode, Duplicate, and Shrinking Ray, and it is gruesome. Like, there is another scene that went viral here, kind of in the same way that episode 1 did for season 1, where one of the
I'm gonna
Lizard
get so many spoilers if I watch it right now.
League's big boys, Komodo, swallows Shrinking Ray whole, and when she tries to, like, go back to big size, kind of like you remember the entire Ant-Man and Thanos butthole theory, where if Ant-Man had gone
Yeah.
inside of Thanos' anus and then, like, quadrupled in size, went fucking Wumbo mode, it would have instantly killed Thanos and Ant-Man would have soloed. Well, Invincible tackles that. So Shrinking Ray goes in.
Oh, that sounds actually like something I would want to see. Because it seems like I don't know if they do, but I don't like shows that usually hold back on violence. It's usually shows that have more like graphic like playthroughs that I really love.
Inside Komodo, he swallows her, and then Rex Blode's like, ah, that's checkmate, Buster. You absolute fool. She doesn't stay small. So Shrinking Ray then goes back to full size, but Komodo is so strong that when she goes to full size, he like bites down, bears it, and like blows.
What?
Hello?
Dad, I'm pregnant. What am I gonna
That sounds
do?
Finding out
insane.
you're
Like,
pregnant can be confusing, scary, and
hold on.
Her up inside of him and then spits up a blood bubble and says yum. It was incredible. Like that I
sounds
didn't
pretty
see
good.
that coming. And it
I
blew
don't know, because if I watch it and it's not as good as he's explaining it, I might be disappointed.
me away. It's incredible how
Hyping it
this
up.
show still manages to produce like pretty shocking moments of gore and violence in the medium. But it's more than just that. Like I said, the action is great. Like I really do love Invincible's action. It's very dynamic, it's very fun, it's very creative. But it is a lot more than that. It writes an incredible story with really grounded characters.
I don't know the
So even
storyline.
someone like Rex Splode, who in season one's just this giant fucking douchebag, well, season two, he's got a lot of character development. Like he's going through a lot. He's starting to come to terms with like, why am I such an asshole? Why do I suck shit? He starts to really grow. And they make him so much
I mean, it sounds pretty good. I mean, I can't really give like a point of view of where I've seen anything because I've seen like one or two clips of Omni-Man. That's
more
it.
badass here. Like he wasn't super likable in season one
Like-
by design. He's supposed to be an abrasive, callous asshole. But in season two, he's like really cool as well. So in this Lizard League attack that I keep referencing, the Guardians get slapped. They get absolutely disciplined. The Lizard League takes them over their knee and just spanks their bottom. And it ends with Rex
I like
Explosion getting
fights like
shot in
that.
the head. And you think he's dead. He falls over, like half of his brain has been blown out. But then he stands up laughing maniacally. He's like a zombie. Like he's powered by nothing but just raw anger for being shot in the fucking head. So then he's like, "You shot me in the head. You blew out my goddamn noggin." So then he starts annihilating the last member of the Lizard Squad who shot him, and it is so cool. And then from that experience is when he starts to like really look introspectively and start to like take accountability.
He's skipping around so much. Like so much is it's just like just one part, or is he like pulling different parts from different places?
For a lot of his past actions and show regret. It then comes to it tackles how he deals with like moving forward, how he starts to like drown himself in missions even though he's not quite ready, but just to get his mind right. And that's when we lead into Invincible and how he's dealing with the fallout from everything that happened at the end of season one with his dad, Omni-Man.
I don't know.
A lot
what
of season
happened.
two is dedicated to Mark's mother, Debbie, as well as Mark, and them kind of coping with what's happened with Omni-Man vanishing and all of this. They feel guilty for missing him. It's just very confusing, all of these emotions.
It sounds like it has an amazing plot, though. I might watch it just for that. 'Cause it seems like it has a really good plot, and as he says, they probably don't hold. He said they have very good action scenes, which I love. I love shows with very like very vivid, like you could see what happened to him, kind of like Baki. Baki's not one of my favorite shows, but it's like a good example of like fight scenes. Love that.
And we get to see Omni-Man come back in here. Omni-Man does play a big role in season two as well, thankfully, because I think he's a really interesting character. And he is great in season two. He's no longer just this fucking force of nature that blows everyone to smithereens. He still does that, of course, it's fucking Omni-Man. But man, you
Okay.
see so much depth to him, and you really get to feel kind of where his headspace is at, where he's grown up as this basically God.
It's
and
actually
now-
surprising because there have most of the videos of like movies this year on Charlie's channel, they have been straight like trash. Even shows, I think too. I think he's done a couple trash shows this year too.
he's starting to like have all these cracks in his armor where he's starting to feel bad for a lot of the things he did on Earth and a lot of the things he's done in his past, all of these sins where these lesser beings than him, which he never felt any remorse for, are all starting to hit him at once, and he feels like he deserves to die for it. And it's, I don't know, the way they play with that is super interesting, and you don't see that a lot. They spend a good chunk of time just letting you
There's going to be season 3, right?
marinate on this new Omni-Man who's starting to feel like a human, which makes him feel like shit because he's more than human. The way they handle it, I think, is just really, really good. I'm trying not to spoil too much. I'm trying not to get into like big spoilers.
Please, because like he's giving me a picture of like little moments, but he's not really spoiling any like of the real plot. That's what I love about this.
Though I do recognize by talking about the Lizard League, I did drop some spoilers cold turkey here, so I'm sorry about that. But those are minor spoilers in the grand scheme of things for season 2 because there's so much.
I'm gonna forget anyways.
Like I said, this is a big season with a lot of big stuff to it. Season 1 felt like it was all about how Earth would possibly fight back against Omni-Man, this incomprehensibly
Wait, one
powerful
person? Wait. I'm watching that. That sounds like a dynamic that I would really love.
And him is just insurmountable. We'd be useless. It'd be trying to put a toddler against a dragon. What do you do? And that was kind of season 1, going mainly through the lens of Omni-Man is bad, how the fuck can we possibly stop him? Season 2 is the Viltrumites are bad, how the fuck can the universe possibly stop them? So
the universe? Okay, this is getting on a whole massive scale.
Introduced to a lot of new
races. This is actually, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what platform I'm going to watch it on, though. Probably just going to never mind. I'm not going to say that.
New planets, the Coalition, which is fighting back against the Viltrumites, always trying to strategize on how to possibly beat them. There's just a lot. And now we're getting into like the very big picture of this universe of Invincible, and it is glorious. I think it is so good. Alan, who we saw briefly in season 1, plays a pretty big role in season 2. Dude's been on creatine and alpha brain, so he's bigger, badder than ever. He's absolutely fucking turbocharged. But obviously, the star of season 2 is Mark, Invincible. This is very, very much focused on Mark and everything he's going through with everything that happened in season 1, as well.
I don't know any of these characters, so I'm just bobbing my head like, yep. I don't know. I can't keep.
Is just trying to figure out what he wants to be. Does he want to stick with college because that's where Amber is and that's the love of his life? He's always wanted to, go to college, but now he's starting to recognize like there's just
is this whole universe thing going on and stuff? He's worried about college? I don't think we should be worried about college, bro.
Power inside of him that he needs to learn to control. That's like the best thing he could possibly do. Like he can save entire planets. Like he is so much more than just Mark Grayson. He's invincible, and he's the one that's going to eventually need to do something about the Viltrumites for this planet, because he's probably the only one that can do something about it.
He sold it to me. I might actually watch it just because that does sound like a plot that I like. Like basically, I like stories with like the main character as a villain. I love stories like that. It's just so good and so OP. I love it.
About them for Earth. So I don't know. It's just really, really good. And Mark has a lot of character development throughout season 2 here. We see a lot of different sides of him, and it's so well done. It is handled beautifully. So I think Invincible is a must-watch TV show. I really do. Plugging Invincible into the Moist Meter, I'm giving season 2 another 95%. Same thing I gave season 1. I love the show. I'm a huge fan of it. Hopefully we don't have to wait a couple years for season 3. It sounds like we won't.
Yeah, that's what I was oh no!
This is an embarrassing.
No, I did not just do that. Okay.
Sounds like it'll probably be out next year, which is nice. So yeah, it's something to get excited.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. That's why I asked when season 3 was gonna come out, because you usually have to wait like a couple of years for stuff like that. It's like that for a lot of shows. But I'll see y'all in the next. I'll see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.